After reading Bleach, one thing I've learned is that I prefer more how Taite Kubo tackles the archetype of the charismatic ladies man way more than how Oda does it with Sanji. So, starting with Sanji, if I'm a One Piece fan, number one, baby, is simply I do like Sanji at times. I won't lie. However, because of just how often and overused the gag is with him overly being, obsessed with Nami and Robin, and I get it, it could be seen as, oh, it's playful, but it's like, there's so many instances of it being like, he's like, oh, Robin Chuan, Nami Swan, and it just keeps repeating over and over again, and they keep rejecting him. I know it's funny a few times, but it gets old, and it's a shame because Oda shows us just how much of a charismatic ladies man he really is with putting that one girl from Onigashima, other countless ladies, but he simply still chooses, in my opinion, at least from what I see, to give this gag to Sanji. And to me, it ruins his character because you see him grow, you learn about his backstory. Very, very much the darkest, if not the most depressing backstory out of all the Straw Hats, in my opinion. But still keeps repeating that. And I get it, it gives him his character's unique charm, but for me, I just find it annoying at times. And I just can't get behind it. But that doesn't mean I don't dislike it. But then now getting over to Bleach and why I prefer and like a lot Taite Kubo's interpretation of the charismatic ladies man archetype with Shunsui, which also is my favorite character of Bleach as well. Well, as of the very end of Bleach, once I got the 1,000-Year Blood War. But simply put, just how with every interaction that Shunsui is shown, including both men and women, he is very respectful, very cool. That has this unspoken, nice charm, subtleness. Isn't open in your face about it. There's no crazy love eyes or super up over the top stuff he's doing. He's just really cool, really laid back, chill, and at times very funny and charismatic, as you should, as befitting of a charismatic ladies man archetype. But he goes more into that once we learn about his backstory, 1,000-Year Blood War, his relationship with Nano, and just about how much of a dedicated, very kind, and also just, the simplest way to put it, has unspoken riz, easily, because just of how dedicated he was to upholding the the memories of both his sister-in-law, Nano's mom, as well as his late older brother, just further solidifies that, not to mention the whole concept of how he stands for holding on to and taking care of someone's burden or being passed on something to keep on someone's memory. It's a very tricky and difficult thing to do, and it finally comes to a head once he finds what's his name? Whoops, let me check. I had it up here. The Quincy he fights. It is Lily Barrow, and just how the odds seem stacked against him, even after using his Bankai, which was phenomenal, mind you, is he was only able to defeat him with the help of Nano when he gives back her Zanpakuto, which we learned earlier on was cursed because every single member of the clan chiefs, a part of the Ize clan, would always die, or not die, but every male heir that would be married into it would die. And essentially, this was tracked even outside of it as what happens to Shunsui's older brother. But eventually, he makes a promise, Shunsui, to Nano's mom to protect and keep that Zanpakuto away from her so she doesn't get put with the curse. Ultimately, she then chooses to take up that burden and alleviating one from him because it was a huge burden, not only because of the fact that he was holding onto that Bankai, Nano's mom was executed, which is unbelievable and quite crazy once I even saw that happen. But it all culminates to him letting Nano take up that burden, alleviate that off his shoulders, and together they defeat seemingly an impossible odd because Lily Morrow, is considered, his seraph is related to the messenger of God, or essentially has godlike powers. But because of Nano's Zanpakuto, they were able to defeat him. And it just goes to show just of how much of a very kind, caring, charismatic, loyal, as well as courageous individual, befitting of the title of being the first captain of Soul Society, as well as future and current Captain Commander. So that's all I wanted to say. Again, no hate towards Sanji. It's just my personal preferences and just what I noticed and what I like more that is done in Bleach versus One Piece. Even though I still stand by it, One Piece is best, if not the greatest piece of fiction of all time.